Alright, so this is the long-promised lesson, Feldenkrais lesson for the eyes. I think it can improve the way you see and the way you perceive depth perception, like 3D seeing, true 3D environmental perception with seeing all the colors and shadows. Most of all, it will help you learn to understand how you see, how you use your eyes to see, and you will see it has an effect on the whole body, because the eyes are super important. So please find a place where you can lie down comfortably, like your bed or a yoga mat, just like where you can spread yourself out, and let's get started with this lesson. Let me just add like one more thought to this lesson before we really go into it. I would like to thank Stephanie and Arjul. They helped me to create this lesson. We did a group lesson, and because of them we now have a very nicely paced lesson, like I would teach a real group class. So it's like you would participate in a real group class. What is missing, of course, is the sharing part in the end, the Q&A, the discussion, what we experienced, what you think, how you could use this lesson in the future, how you could integrate it into your everyday life. So on YouTube we cannot do that spokenly, but you have the comment section, so please feel free, like if you want to reflect upon this lesson after you tried it, just leave your comment and you can share yourself, your experience, and other users will be able to read it and to learn from it, or maybe they had the same experience but they didn't dare to write a comment. So please make use of this feature, and let's get into it. Maybe one more thing, I didn't do a video recording of this lesson, so you only will see like the audio waveform. But I think that's okay, because you will have your eyes closed most of the time anyways. So okay, let's now really, we're getting into it. Looking forward to this. Alright, so please come to lie on your backs. And then you can have your feet standing or long, just as you feel comfortable. And then with closed eyes, look to the left and to the right. And whenever you feel like, take a break, like don't do anything, not to overwork the eyes, your eyes. So it's left and right, just to like warm up and get a feeling of how that works, how strenuous or how easy that is. And then Dr. Moshe Feldenkrais talks about the movement of the eyes versus focusing to see. So this is like two different things, to move the eyes and to focus to see. And when you move left and right, maybe you can start to think about these two things, like you're moving your eyes left and right, but if you would be upright and in the city you would move your eyes left and right to see something or to focus on something. But it's like two different things. Then take a short break, just don't do anything at all. So this lesson has like, I don't know if it's, I call it like mini games, things I suggest to do, and you try them out and you're having your thoughts about them and your experience. So the first thing would be, your eyes are fairly in the middle now when you rest. So bring them to the right and back to the middle. And do that a couple of times. And actually, so there's a lot of vision theory behind it, like the kind of Bates is teaching, or Schäfer, or Jung. I think Feldenkrais, he investigated in these methods, But he doesn't give any explanation. He just says, like, look to the right and back to the middle as if you would be seeing or as if you would be looking at something. And then also go from the middle to the left and back again. Like, and then you can combine these two hemispheres, to the left and back to the middle, and to the right and back to the middle. And as if you would be scanning the horizon. And now when you do this, maybe you can notice at some points it's not as smooth as, or in some areas it's not as smooth as in other areas. There might be some jumping, some jumps, or some jerky movements. There might be some areas where you actually see, where you would actually see something, and areas that are dark where you just skip over. So try to make the movement of to the left and back to the middle and to the right and back to the middle. Try to make it as smooth as possible with the intention of seeing. He calls it the uniformity of movement, like a same speed, same sharpness. Then also try to investigate into how far you go with pushing with looking to the right, with bringing your eyes to the right and back to the center. You could go just a little bit and back, or you could go all the way until you hit the right far end or the left far end and then scan back. And then take a short rest with this movement. Just for like half a minute, don't do anything. Just be lying on your back. And then start to observe your breathing. Just don't do anything special, just continue breathing like you did before. So you have an in-breath, a pause maybe, an out-breath, a pause maybe, and just observe how you're breathing and observe the uniformity of your breathing. If it's like smooth all the way, or if you have like these little stops also in your breathing. Or how you shift how does the air come inside and leave? Is like a uniform flow of air, or are there like short stops? Not even stops, just not the same smoothness for the whole movement. Then come back to the idea of bringing your eyes, or looking with your eyes to the left and to the right, like looking across the horizon. And continue to observe for uniformity of movement. At the areas where you can't see or where you skip, he calls it a lack of awareness in the body. And Dr. Feldenkrais, he suggests that in these areas there's also something you can't see in your body or you can't control, where you don't have awareness in your body, maybe in how you move your leg, or how you close your hands or move your elbow, or something in your neck. I'm not really sure what he's talking about exactly, but there might be a connection with when you don't see, or when the seeing is jerky, there might be something relating in your body, in the movement of the body. also feel whether your mouth and teeth are relaxed or not clenched tightly. Your neck, your shoulders. And make this small, not small, but light eye movements to the left and to the right, and maybe the far left and maybe the far right. And you're doing this many times, and maybe you start to be more fluent in it. It's like warming up the eye muscles. With a movement we don't do that much in our daily lives, or not this deliberately. This is different to usual eye exercises, maybe. As you focus on the movement and not so much on a task. You're bringing your awareness to the process of seeing and moving the eyes. And then stop, just take a rest. See how the stop changes in you. When you take a rest, if you feel some relaxation, or if it's just the same as before. And then imagine an imaginary point. Imagine a point far away from you on the ceiling, and let this point come closer, like a feather. Come closer towards your face, closer, in between your eyes, and then slowly let this point or this object go far away again. So this is like focusing. You focus far, and you see that this point or object comes closer. So you start to focus closer, and then once it's like right in front of your face, it goes up again away to the horizon. And observe the same thing while you do this, while you shift your focus on this object. Observe the smoothness of your focusing process. If there's stops from far away, from this range, from far away to close up, if there's like stops or jerky movements or areas where you have the feeling you don't focus at all. Or if there's areas where you have the feeling that's exactly where I see sharp, and here I see sharp, and there, and in between maybe not. Or if it's far, it's sharp, and if it's close, not so much, or the other way around. Try to see how it is for you. And see maybe there's a relationship to your breathing and to other parts in your body. He even suggests to observe if anything changes or feels different when you do this kind of observation in anywhere, any parts or function in your body. And then take a rest. If you like, you can like cup your eyes to make them eyes darker. Just palmieren. Just like you, or you just rest. Give your eyes a rest. David Weber calls it covering the eyes. Covering, I think he calls it covering the eyes. And then come back to this business of looking to the left and to the right again, like scanning the horizon. With your eyes closed, just go with the eyes to the left, as if you would see, try to see, and scan over the horizon as smoothly and uniformly in speed and in movement as possible, to the right, to the far right, and the far left, and back again. Which now may raise the question, where do you focus? Do you focus closely or more far away or somewhere in the middle? When you move your eyes to the left and to the right, where's your focus point? Starting to think in I'm starting to talk in 3 dimensions, address a more dimensional way of seeing and doing eye movements. See if anything has changed compared to the beginning of the lesson, 12 minutes ago. How you're looking to the left and scanning the horizon, to the middle and to the right and back again has changed. Your awareness for this movement. Try it faster, try it slower. Try it smooth from the right to the left and back again without losing the clarity of vision at each point. If there are points, maybe it's just like one smooth line. And then take another break. A pause. Some time to observe how you're lying on the floor. To observe your breathing, if it's uniform or what happened to your breathing. How your head is resting. And then with your eyes closed, try to roll over a side and come to sit and then come to stand. Take your time to come up. In the original lesson, he asks to keep the eyes closed. You can make whatever you want of it. I think it's not so easy to get up to standing with closed eyes. And then slowly open your eyes, just feel how you're standing, just observe how you're opening, how the light comes into your eyes, where your eyes are pointing towards. It's not important that you see anything, or maybe you can try to see anything. Can observe where you focus at where your focus is at, where you see clearly in which areas. See if you have any effect in your body, in your standing or breathing, in your balance. If you like, move a bit around or take a few steps. And then come back onto the floor, and this time with your belly down, prone position, face down. Try to have your face to auf Deutsch ist das der Seemannsköpfler. You can have your hands at your head or on your forehead. Just try to somehow make it comfortable in this position. It's a peculiar thing to lie face down, because when you lie face up, your eyeballs, they have a weight. They weigh like 8 grams, and they are resting in the eye sockets. When you're upside down in this regard, when you're facing towards the ground, the eyeballs are kind of hanging against the eyelids, because the eyeballs have a weight. They're not resting in the socket, but like hanging from the socket, suspended by the muscles and tendons of the eye. And of the eyelids, of course. Maybe you can feel that. And then just come back to the movement of the eyes left and right. See how that feels like after this break or in standing. You can, like always, you can take short breaks in between whenever you want, or reposition your position. Start to move the eyes left and right again, just to see how that changed, or if it's the same as before, with the uniformity, the smoothness of the movement. Left and right. And then let go of that, do nothing for a second. And imagine this point or this feather starting from the middle and going to the right, out of the field of vision, to the far right, but also far away from you. And try to follow this object, going from close in front of your face to the right, far away. Not only far to the right, but also far away into the distance, disappearing on the horizon. It's a bit of a difficult move to imagine. And then the object comes back the same way. It gradually comes back, becoming clearer and larger until it is in front of your face, or even touches you somewhere in between the eyes or the nose or on the face. And let that movement, follow that movement a couple of times with the same idea of uniformity, smoothness, how it affects your breathing. And start to give the background more attention, the sensation in the body. if your head mobilizes itself a little bit, there might be a connection with the neck muscles when you're looking to the right and back again. Something peculiar about the neck muscles and the eyes. I myself, I never investigated into the neck muscles and eyesight, but I heard other practitioners talk about it, that if the right eye is different from the left eye, the neck muscles are also kind of different. He suggests to go all the way to the right and then suddenly switch over to the left. So maybe you can feel your neck muscles better when you have this kind of sudden switch from the far right to the far left. Or you can try to touch your neck with one hand and try to feel the neck muscles with your hand. Now also try to do the left side, like this object is floating towards the left side of your vision field, to the far left and far away, and then it comes back. Observe if there was a difference between the left side and the right side. And then after you did this for a couple of times, come to rest again. Take a short rest on your belly. You can turn your head or leave the head pointed towards the floor. Just take a short rest. Now Dr. Feldenkrais introduces a new idea, the idea of the middle. So when you look with your eyes to the left and back to the middle, and to the right and back to the middle, just like across the horizon or closer towards, he doesn't specify, but to the left and to the right. He asks, where is the middle? Where is the exact middle of these movements? Do you have like a middle, or is it a little bit to the left or to the right of the middle, your middle? And he asks to imagine the center line of the body, the center line which would go in between your eyes and between your nostrils, and at your chin, your breastbone, maybe your navel, in between your hip joints, in between your legs, like this kind of center line through your body. And when you look to the left and back to the middle, and to the right and back to the middle, is this really exactly the middle? How could we know? How would you know and observe this? So try to answer this question for yourself, or investigate into this question. When you look to the left and more towards the middle, or more towards the right and back to the middle, where is this? Where is the middle? And where is the extreme left and where is the extreme right? Is it symmetrical? try to look at the point very, very far away from you, very, like on the horizon, and like a ship or something on the horizon, and it goes to the left and to the right. And when you look at this object which is very far away, where is the middle of your vision? Where is the center of left and right? Where's the, he says the absolute center. How can we know? But maybe we can try to find it. Try to do it slow at some points, so it's smooth and uniform. And then try to do it fast. Move your eyes fast to the left and fast to the right. And the faster you go, try to keep a certain kind of uniformity. If that's possible, maybe after it's reached a certain speed, it's not possible anymore to keep it even and to be able to see it every point. Maybe the skipping becomes worse the faster you go. And then when you go slower, it might become smoother again. If you like, you take a break or work a little bit more with the past ideas, just as you like, just as it comes to your mind. And then again, when you go to the left and back to the center and to the right and back to the center, you might be able to observe that to the center or to the middle, going back to the middle is always faster than going to the side. Try to flick with your eyes to the right and come back to the middle. And you will notice coming back to the middle is faster. Choose any point, choose the right top or the left top or the middle right, lower end. Just choose some point in your vision and then come back to the middle. And just to observe that jumping back to the middle is always like jumping home. It's very fast. Whereas when you try to jump to the outside, it's a slightly bit slower. Then let go of that. Keep your eyes closed. And then again, roll over one side and come to sit and slowly to stand in your own speed. And if you can, keep your eyes closed while coming up. That's what he is suggesting. If you're more comfortable with your eyes open to come up, you can do that. And once you're standing, do a similar thing like before, so just like slowly let your eyelids open. Observe how the light is coming into your eyes, how you see. Maybe the process of seeing becomes more apparent, of how we see actually. The eyes serve many functions, not just for seeing, but also for balance. And many other things probably. See if these exercises have any effect on your breathing, on your standing, on the way you perceive your body, the way you see the room, the colors, the shades, the three-dimensionality of the room. You can turn around or take a few steps. Or turn your head and see how the movement of the eyes direct the turning of your head, the turning of your body. If you turn your head to look at something, how your body follows. You can try to focus or try not to focus. Maybe if you have really relaxed eyes, the two pictures, they might not be exactly on top of each other. The two pictures you might see two pictures actually. One from the left eye and one from the right, and maybe both of them can be extremely clear, even though they don't overlap. Or extremely blurry. Just observe. And then come back down onto the floor, onto your back. So with closed eyes, find the middle of your resting point where the eyes aren't pointing anywhere, and then move your eyes up and back to the center and down and back to the center. And see how that is compared to left and right. So when you go up and back to the center and down and back to the center, is it smooth? Is it uniform? Or is it skipping a lot more or a lot less or just the same? Try to do it slowly enough so you can try to have it move really smooth. Try to see, even though your eyes are closed, when you move your eyes up and back to center and down and back to center. Try to make the movement upwards and to the center again as fast as downwards and down to the center again. So you have a uniformity of speed all the way from up to center and down and up again. Remember this question of the middle of left and right and the center of your body, so the center line of your body. So try to move along this center line up and down. So when you look down, imagine you're looking down the midline of your body, in between your feet or toes, and then all the way up to in front the horizon and up to, where is it, your hairline. Imaginary midline of the body, an imaginary midline for the eyes. And take a short break, give it a short rest. Then move your look upwards and then back to center, and then downwards and back to center, and try to make that fast. Fast up and fast back to center, and fast down and fast back to center. And also here observe, maybe it's faster to come back to center than go up or to go down. Look somewhere up, maybe to the left and back to the center line, or up to the right and back to the center line, and see how your eyes are pulled back to somewhere like a home station. And observe at what height is this home, this middle position, horizontal middle position. Is it like in front of you, or a little bit downwards, or a little bit upwards? Move your eyes up and back to center, and down and back to center. Where is this center located? What's the location of this center? Where your eyes are at rest. And then take a break again. Try not to do anything. Again, you could cover your eyes if you like. To give them an extra time to rest. make it dark for them. You can observe your breathing. You could observe how your eyes are resting, the eyeballs in the sockets. I will make a little photo, we can look at it later, just to see how you both are lying on the floor with the eyes covered. Okay, then bring your hands down again. And bring your attention to your eyes again and look to the left and back to center and to the right, and let your eyes float over your gaze float over the horizon, and just see how aware you are of the many possibilities. How we introduced like a system of observing eye movement. And then when you look to the left, also let your head roll a little bit to the left. And when you look, and back to center, and when you look to the right, also let your head roll a little bit to the right. And also try to find this uniformity of movement in these two movements. Not only the eyes should go smoothly to the left, and your gaze, but also the neck movement, the rolling of the head should be just as smooth as you look to the left, and the rolling to the right should be the same, not faster, not slower. Try to find this quality of movement. You can make it very small, you can make it larger. You can make it something in between. Observe your breathing. Do not disturb your breathing, but keep this easygoing way of rolling your eyes and rolling your neck. them at the center. Make a stop at the center where you feel there is a center. Take a last short rest. If you like, you can start to open your eyes in lying, or you could come to stand and open your eyes in standing. I don't have a suggestion for that. But come to standing you must. That's always the end of every Feldenkrais lesson. Maybe feel how you're standing on your feet, how your toes are organized, your feet are organized to stand, how your pelvis is aligned over your feet, how your shoulder girdle is aligned over your pelvis, and how you balance the head on top. And then at some point start to open your eyes and let more light come into your eyes. And observe where you're looking at what distance, and where is your center for your left eye and for your right eye. And even though it's dark in the room here right now, there might be some differences in colors and shapes and shadows and light spots to observe. See how opening your eyes affects your breathing and the way you stand. Maybe look around a little bit and see how your eyes direct your movement. Wherever you look, your head will follow, or maybe let also your shoulders follow and your legs. Try to walk a little bit around, following your eyes. Wherever your eyes look at, try to follow that direction or those objects. Choose random places in the room to look at and then follow them and see how your body aligns itself towards where it is you're looking at. How your feet kind of turn automatically and your shoulder, and your body follows your gaze. Usually it's like the intention, you want to grab a glass of water, but you look at the glass and your body will direct you towards that object. Alright, then we finish for today. Thank you.
The one thing that I like
significant changes have been.
Feldenkrais so far is it's very subtle movements.
This work has helped me get my life back.
Impact on how you feel afterwards.
So it feels like everything's much easier.